big posts. They say hit a guy in stride. This is exactly that. As a wide receiver, this is beautiful. All I have to do is keep running and hope I don't hit my head on the goalpost. But here it is. This is the other element, the duality, if you will, of Trevor Lawrence. He has the arm, he has the frame, but he also has the speed and athletic ability. And now with these offenses that are running these RPOs and giving quarterbacks opportunities to make decisions with balls in that. Look at this. He's 6'5", almost 6'6", and the record speaks for itself. And I know they're talking about the comparisons and him breaking Deshaun Watson's record while he was at Clemson, but he is just a fantastic talent. It's rare where a guy can come in and have all the hype in the world, but then match it on film. Now, with all that said, there's a lot of work to be done. Not only with his new head coach that is possibly going to be Jacksonville, but he's also going to have to mesh with wide receivers and running backs and offensive line that's going to need to protect him. I'll give you a quick example. We all love that Joe Burrow was fantastic talent coming out of LSU. We saw him get beat up a lot this season. So the work is yet to be put in at the professional level. What we do know, we are getting a professional talent at the quarterback position once he is drafted. Peter Schrager, who you got, man?
Yeah, look, Trevor Lawrence has been the #1 prospect for 3 years now, but the #2 prospect at the quarterback position in this draft is a bit of an unknown, and the early returns are in. And if you judge some of the draft pundits, sounds like Zach Wilson out of BYU is expected to be the second quarterback taken in this draft. We know about Trevor Lawrence. Let's get to know Zach Wilson a little bit, someone you might not know about. He started 7 games 2 years ago, then went the full slate this year. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. And I'm going to go right to the bowl game here where everyone was watching and Zach Wilson put on a show. Look at the touch. It's a great catch, sure, that you see on that one. But the fact that he can make this throw across his body and drop it into a place where only his receiver can is special. The very next play in this bowl game, play action, Wilson steps up and fires an absolute rope. Look at that pass right there. It is an absolute rope. It is beautiful. And this was on national TV in the Baton Rouge Bowl and the Bacon Raton Bowl. The Boca Raton, I don't even know what bowl it was. Sorry here. Here's Wilson rolling right here, throws it off one leg, incredible escapability, and releases the ball with both feet off the ground and drops it in perfectly to his receiver, who makes the grab and has a solid catch along the sidelines. He can also run. I like his ability to be mobile here. Here's Zach Wilson being pressured, gets out of the pocket, and look at him go. In today's NFL, you need to do this. He jumps over a defender. Number 16 is like, what just happened? And he looks at him over there. 33 pass touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns. He broke all of Steve Young's records, especially the completion percentage this past season. Amazing juggler. There's some stuff there. Here's the other part to it. He's got a little something to him, and I don't know what that might mean as far as, well, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, I'll say Johnny Manziel even. When these guys walked into a room, people followed. There is a little bit of that, and that might not fly for every team. Zach Wilson has a personality, I assure you that. If there is a knock on Zach Wilson, is that some people say, is he more Manziel than he is Joe Burrow, where the confidence and the swagger ends up eating him alive? I don't know. We shall see. That is for teams to decide. But from pure football standpoint, size, 6'3", 210 pounds, arm, he's got it, mobility, he's got it. Hasn't played in many big games, certainly not the kinds that Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields has. And this one is something that's going to come up too. I call it the draft day stuff. 8 players were captains week 1 for BYU. Their quarterback, Zach Wilson,
intangibles that are the hardest to measure, right? So, like you said, that's why those teams get paid the big bucks. Also, the big bucks are Daniel Jeremiah. Let's check out his mock draft right now. He has Trevor Lawrence going #1 to the Jags, and your man, Peter, Zach Wilson, #2 to the Jets. So, Shaun, let's start with you. Should these 2 players indeed go first and second? And should they go in that order?
Yeah, Didi, look, Daniel Jeremiah always seems to have his ear to the streets and seems to always find some gems whenever he's doing these mock drafts. I look at Trevor Lawrence like the slam dunk for the #1 pick. And, you know, look, for him to be playing at Clemson, win a national championship there, and then go play for the Jacksonville Jaguars, that's a short drive. And you know, look, it's kind of like when Nate goes and buys a new car every month. And, you know, it's like, look, after you buy the car, they throw in the all-weather mats for you for free. And it's like, man, if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars and you're Shad Khan, you're like, man, we get this kid, #1, and we're going to basically bring his entire fan base with him from Clemson. They can all come to the games. I mean, this is going to immediately improve all of our ticket sales, too. So not that you're drafting a kid for that, but it's kind of like this all-weather mats that Nate's got in his new ride. It kind of feels good as you're leaving the dealership knowing that that's just an extra perk. So, look, I think that's a slam dunk. At #2, I'll say this. It's not about Zach Wilson. It's about... For the Jets, they've got so many directions they can go because they have so many needs. So I don't know if Zach is an upgrade from Sam Darnold. And I think it's great that if you're the Jets and you're Joe Douglas right now, you have people believing you're going to take a quarterback. That's just great business. Because if there's somebody else that falls in love with Zach, with that quarterback, and they think for a second that you're going to take him, now, all of a sudden, you've created currency. You've created a stock market for that pick. I think we can go back to Mitch Trubisky and the 49ers and the Bears and how that whole thing played out, or why they ended up moving up. So I think it's good business right now. The second overall pick to me right now is a unicorn. We have no idea what's going to happen there.
You're spot on, Shaun. And hush is the word. You know, if you're the Jets, you're sitting back saying, yeah, we like them. But do you like them too? Because if you fall in love with a certain prospect that we don't want to draft, we can use it as currency. And when it comes to Trevor Lawrence, Schrager, you hit it, man. I mean, for what, a few years now, he's been the #1 prospect. We've been waiting for this time to talk about him. I mean, there were moments because we worked for the NFL that when he was a young player in college, we couldn't even mention his name, but now we can. And the whole world will recognize just how talented he is once he's drafted. But I'm going to keep reiterating, it is Jacksonville. There's a lot of work to be done. This isn't, you know, he just lines up and all of a sudden.
Yeah, you're right. I'll ask you a series of questions and you point to which one you think is the right answer. Okay, everybody got it?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Peter.
Let's do it.
I'm going to start with you.
All right.
Your two players are the great Tom Brady and the young Patrick Mahomes. Got it? Brady's on your left.
Yep.
Mahomes is on your right. You have your left and your right?
Yeah.
All right. Who's more likely to win another Super Bowl next, Peter?
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, who's more likely to play for a different team?
Play for a different team?
Play for a different team.
This one. I don't know.
Who's more likely to become a head coach or a general manager?
This guy loves football, eats football, sleeps football. The other guy likes eating ketchup and doing other things in the off season.
And baseball. Who's more likely to host Saturday Night Live?
Ooh, this guy again. He's done it already. 2005, musical guest, Beck. I'm an encyclopedia. Let's go.
Stranger on the side of the road. Both of these guys are driving by. Which one is more likely to stop and help?
This guy, again, look, Bruce Arians might as well have been a straggling strap handler on the side of the road. This guy showed up and got him a Super Bowl ring. Same with all the rest of those guys from Tampa Bay. What Brady did last year, he basically took a bunch of strangers on the side of the road and got them a Lombardi trophy. So I'm going to go with Brady. Brady again. Brady always. Brady forever.
We know who Peter likes.
And now,
even more than Russell Wilson. All right, Shaun, are you ready?
Now TikTok, I'm out.
Yeah. This is the first for me. I mean, last time I did anything with TikTok, I think it was the TikTok diner at 2 a.m.
Okay. All right, Shaun, we'll make it